Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on the moment you're watching this. We're back with vlog number 2, because time flies when we're having fun. Well, it actually went very fast for me these last weeks. I started off at the beginning of this year with vlog number 1, introducing my new hand-dyed yarn shop, Veluwsch Verfgoed. And we're 4 weeks ahead, a new month coming up. And so I can tell a bit of how it went, the opening and the days after. And let me first start by saying I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for all the lovely words, all the orders coming in, and in general accepting this whole new path of me. It really felt heartwarming to read and see all those comments and to notice that people really how do I say this? Really love the idea of what I've thought, what I came up with, and my expectations were very low actually, because I started up the whole business in about 6 weeks of time. It was done very fast, and well, in the end, I thought we'll see how it goes, and the same goes for already making some orders. I really had low expectations for this month, for last month, January, because well, we all usually coming out of December, an holiday month full of festivities. It's most of the time an expensive month because everyone is celebrating and buying gifts and whatsoever. So my expectations were, okay, I'll introduce my shop, but definitely not making any orders so far because it's not the best month to start a business. But that was okay. I really had that in mind, and well, that really I was really blown away because there were definitely orders and a lot. And I was actually at the last weeks, I really had some moments being silent and being overwhelmed by all that love and all those words telling me how good the products were, anything. So that really, I didn't see that coming actually, and for that reason I want to thank you very much, each and every one of you, because no matter if you put a comment here under my vlog, you ordered something, or on social media you said something, everything was positive, and I really I can't even imagine it actually, but it also feels really good because it means like my idea, which you don't know how others will think about and look at it, is working, and it's not such a crazy thought at all. And if this is the start of something new, I really believe it has a good future ahead, and now the start is done. I can finally show in the upcoming time what more is to come, and it's only getting better, because last month I of course worked behind scenes to get things even better. I dyed a lot because many colorways already sold out, and so they had to be restocked. I also dyed a lot for new colors and new products to come, of which some of them I will also tell about in this video. And so it was a very busy month, and the weeks actually flied away like they weren't there. Maybe I was even busier than being in a job for a boss actually. which is a good thing because every minute I enjoy it. Because when I'm dying or working on the shop, I have the feeling I do this for myself, and I'll actually find a lot of pleasure in it. So that's a good thing. And well, I think we continue on by well, showing you some new things, a new pattern work, new products I come up with this month. But first, this month here in the Netherlands, and I can imagine wherever you live around the world, you will laugh about this whole thing. But here in the Netherlands, we're not used to that much snow. Of course, it's winter, and we have sometimes a few snowflakes whirling around. But we are not used to thick layers of snow. And in the first time in 5 years, we were hit by a very huge snowstorm. And that actually happened 2 days after the opening of Veluwsch Verfgoed. So all those orders were packed, and I had to make sure they were shipped out. And that was actually a quite hard drill, because the whole country was just out of order, because well, the high roads, everything was not accessible. But it also gave me the opportunity to show you something of the Veluwe already, because well, this is an exceptional situation, and it made me came to the idea to take the camera with me and visit an part of the nature from the Veluwe, which I live very close by. It's Castle Hoekelum, and it's well, it's not really a castle, but it's well, a beautiful house surrounded by forests and little meadows and all kinds of that. But now there was so much snow, the view was beautiful, and I made a little video about it to show you a little around. Once again, maybe you live in a part of the world where this is really not much snow, but for us this was really extraordinary. So take that in mind when watching it. But well, here comes the video, and enjoy watching it. let's start with the new items in the shop. There's a lot to tell, and well, I'm just gonna show you and tell something about it. And from this moment on, everything I'll show and tell is available in the shop, as it's, well, new for the month February. And to start, let me tell you, well, at first I thought I'm not gonna have a needle selection in my shop because there are so many stores selling crochet and knitting needles. I really thought it, well, yeah, it's an investment because they're not cheap, and well, I thought it's not necessary, but well, I have changed my mind over the last weeks, and I have put up some basic lines in knitting needles and crochet needles to have, because, well, maybe if you order something you think, well, I'm just missing that size of needle I need for that specific pattern, so why not order it along? And I have not that much in stock, but I will, within a day I can order new sizes and have them in stock once again. So there's no need for that, but I thought it would be a good thing to still have them. So what did I do? I have all the Clover Amour crochet needles, all sizes, in my shop from this moment. I'll find them the best, the most lovely to work with, but maybe you work with a different crochet hook, that's possible, and well, that's really personal, but I really love these, and so I'll have all sizes available from now on. And when it comes to knitting, I'll have added the Chiagu circular needles in length of 80 centimeters and 100 centimeters. I'm just I'll see the 32 inches and probably the 40 inches in all sizes. And I just chose the bigger sizes because most of the time when you work on circular needles you take a larger one than preferred, and even if you have a smaller project it also works on the larger sizes measurements. So I'll stick to those, and as Chiagu is one of the best brands in the industry, I thought it would be the best to add these. So these are available from now on, and as a circular needle as well I have added the Adi Novel, and this is my personal favorite because they are pretty special because they have iron points and they have a squared, they're squared, like shaped, not round as a usual knitting needle, but squared, and they have some texture on it. You can maybe also see this if I like little well, how do you say it, ribbling, I don't know. They're actually, the grip on the needle is far more easy as they're a little bit textured. They're not so smooth as a round needle. And for me, with big hands, this is perfect, because working with a smaller needle size, it makes it so much easier to hold your needles and not to slip any stitches so fast. For that reason, and also people who suffer from diseases like rheumatics or whatsoever, they are perfect. So I decided to add these as well in an only 80 centimeters, 32 inches size, in all available measurements possible. Well, they're in the store. If you're interested, look upon it. So far, needles. They're available. You don't have to do anything with it, but now they are available in my shop from now on. And the next thing to tell is I also had some fun stationery in my shop, like little tin gift well, how do you say, boxes, little project bags, stitch markers, knitting needle stoppers, that kind of stuff. And I just added a bunch of it, which I'll found suitable for the theme of the store, but I really didn't have an idea of what was, well, if it was really the thing to add. But after the first week of the opening, the half of the things I had was already sold out. So yeah, it was a good choice, but it also meant I had to order everything once again in to restock everything. And when you start ordering once again, you see new things. And so I'll added some new items on that section as well, besides the already in stock things. So I will show you some of them. It's not everything, because then it's way too long to show you everything, but some highlights. I added some new tin cans, like this one. Let's see if it's, yeah, that's perfect. It's a beautiful one, and it's just a simple tin can, which you can open and where you can put your needles in or whatsoever. They're just fun and they're beautiful and I like them. So new ones as well on that one. I added some stitch markers and I'll show you some of them. I really do hope this will show. These are ladybugs, and we have some leaves new. Yes, and some golden bees. And this is also not everything, there is more. So if you find it interesting or you want to check it out, just visit the shop. I will put all the links of everything I show here in the description as well. That's easy. And we also have some new project bags, like this very cute raccoon baby, one of my personal favorites so far. Before this otter is also a fun one. And here are also more project bags added. So check it out if you're interested. And well, there's lots of stuff over there. A new thing. I was very busy dyeing some mini fade sets. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work, but I really love the outcome. And a mini fade set is actually 5 mini skeins of sock yarn or DK yarn. I have dyed them in both conditions. Which, if you don't know what a fade is actually a set of skeins, depending on what you do with them, but most of the time they are dyed from light to dark or from one color to another color, and the transition between them are actually very gradient and very slow. So I'll did it, and I have added some really nice color combinations of the mini fade sets in my shop from now on, and I'm gonna show you, of course, and I'll show you decay weight sets and sock yarn sets just right through each other. So if you see them now, don't think, hey, that skein does look very different from the other, because there are different weights showed together. Anyhow, we have a beautiful pink to red one, and this is based on a caterpillar, which can be found here on the Veluwe, which will turn later into a brown moth. But as a caterpillar, it is this pink and red color. So it's a really special, well, colorway actually. The colors are pretty good as far as I can see. We have a green one. This is the wild fern, which is also one of my personal favorites. We have the the purple. This is the wild orchid. We have the hay fields. This is a really yellow to brown, well, yellow brownish. which is also a lovely one. And if you really want to look good at the colors, you can visit the website, because I really don't know how the light turns this. We have a brown one. The brown, and it's ending up to a brown ochre color. And this is called sprokkelhout, but it's the Dutch word for like wood and old trees that can be found in the forest and lying around, being a new environment for insects and that kind of things. And we have a blue one. And this is the Veluwe, or it's the based on the largest lake here on the Veluwe. So a real watercolor, and well, that's it, right? So 6 beautiful colors, and I'm really happy with them. I have added my stockings are in the shop, but I'll just put some of them in personal stocking, because I have to go to an event very soon. So I'll save some of them to also carry along to that event, because well, I think it's nice to also show them off there. But there's plenty of stocking of them in the shop, so if you're interested, go check it out. And the last new thing is the color of the month. And in my opinion, color of the month is, sounding a bit cornish, how do you say it? Like, well, okay, we have a special month color, but it also gave me the opportunity to dye a new colorway each month. And I think that's a fun thing, because you can play with color, you can play with themes and inspiration. And for that reason, I thought it was a good idea, because I can add some more different colorways to the shop. I'll only dye them in a fingering weight, so in a sock yarn, in mini skeins and the regular 100 grams skeins. And for the month of February, in which we start now, I'll have chosen to dye the colorway Kingfisher, because it's a well-known guest here at the Veluwe. And as we still are in a bit of a cold and dark winter month, I thought some color will really pop up the thing, and I really enjoyed putting some color in my dyeing pans. So I'm gonna show you the colorway, and I really love it. I do hope the colors will look good. I think they'll do. And I think it really turned out great. Let's see if we can. The camera is doing a bit of it weird. Well, anyhow, I really love the colorway. It's really Kingfisher. And we also have mini skeins available in the same conditions. And the color of the month is a colorway I'll dye the entire month. It's still there. Like Kingfisher is now available in February. I will, if it's getting out of stock, I will re-dye it. But after February is passed, this colorway is also discontinued once again. Maybe if a colorway is really popular, I'll put it into the regular colorways to save it. But the idea behind this is to also discontinue it every month and let it slowly disappear once again, to have some more flow into the shop. And a good thing to tell maybe is also that I'll added a sale corner into the shop, where I'll put in like you have sometimes one skein left of a certain dye buff, and of course it's it's hard to dye a colorway exactly the same as it was the first time. Sometimes it's really easy, because the dyeing technique used is pretty seamless. But some colorways definitely turn out different also because of weather conditions or yarn conditions, how the dyeing is soaking up the yarn. Well, all kind of elements decide how a colorway is presenting itself. And sometimes it turns out dyeing a new batch of a color is a little bit different than the previous one. So that one skein left from a previous color bath is now going to the sales corner and will be available at a little discount. Or there are skeins I have used to experiment on different dye recipes, or and they didn't make it through my opinion, so I'll put them there, and that sales corner will fill itself up along the coming weeks with all kind of things. So maybe it's also fun to check that part of the shop sometimes out, because well, a little discount is always fun to have. And it also, the products in there are not less quality or not good, but well, it's for that reason a good way of getting rid of old stockings like this. And well, just so you know. Well, that's it for now. This was all the new stuff of this month. And let's continue on with the new patterns that are being uploaded, because there were also a lot. Let's continue. Okay, the new patterns I'll have released this last weeks. And there's some free and there's some paid patterns. So let me explain. And let's first start with the bandana patterns. And if you don't know what a bandana is, it's actually some kind of caul, but with a little point around the neck to, if you wear a cardigan or you have a coat on, it can just fill in that space that is left here at the top of the neck and prevent the cold coming in from that side. So it's actually, a bit of a pointy, thing to wear. And I was searching for something to highlight my new hand-dyed yarn collection. And so I thought it would be fun to see what it does when it was used as knitting and used as a crochet type of project. And so I'll have created the knitted version. As you see, it's just like a point in here. I'm not gonna show it on me because I really hate being a model. I'll just show it like this. But if you see the patterns on the photos, you can also see how it looks when I wear it. And I will put the links to the pattern under here as well. This is the knitted version in a dark blue and a variegated green. And it's just a simple garter stitch, but it's really lovely. And as you can see, it's just that little point on the front side is how you wear it. This is the Into the Woods bandana, and we have also the Into the Wild. That's the crochet version, and this is made in a Veluwsch Fox and a Veluwsch Raccoon colorway, so already rusty with a dark gray color. And this is the crochet version. It took some time to translate the knitting into a crochet version, but it is done. And don't think this one is a bit larger than the knitting one, because they're different sizes, because I have made several types of it to ensure the use of yarn, but also the fitting and the measurements. So that's why you see differences between those two. And both patterns are free and available from now on. They are available on my Ravelry, but also on my own website to download. Available in Dutch and English. And so, I would say make your profit out of it, because, it's free and it's, why not download it and see if you like it. But these were free patterns. I also have released a paid pattern last week actually, and that is Sanctum. And Sanctum does mean actually something like holy in Latin, if I'm correct. It's not that my Latin is that good. But the inspiration for this blanket was actually based on my travels around the world. And when being in a place, I always visited a cathedral or a church or a historical place which had meaning, and not that much out of religion or belief, but more out of the architecture or the, well, there's so much to see in such an old build, and that really inspired me to create this one. And there are some similarities if you look upon different churches or cathedrals, like the Westminster in London, or the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, or the Vatican. All those cathedrals have the same windows, the same rooftops, floors, well, whatsoever. And all of these elements I have put in this new mosaic crochet blanket, where you will recognize these, and the pattern will guide you along with it, what you're making. And well, it's a really fun one. And let me show you. I can't show it the best way here, but I'll do my best. It's a biggie, and I really love how it turned out. But I'll have to tell, I created this pattern in 2024, so it has been lying around on my shelves for about 2 years. I didn't really have the time earlier to release this one, and at that time I used Scheepjes stonewashed in an how do you say, in a single colorway. This is the black. And I used a Scheepjes stonewashed river washed color pack, which has 55, 57 balls, little mini balls of 10 grams of each color one. And so these mini balls I have used to create a beautiful flow of color, and I'll use them all in this blanket. However, what came to my attention is that the color pack immediately at this moment is discontinued, as is the river washed color line, so of color brand, I have to say. That means that my whole pattern and the way this is shown is hard to recreate, and I find it a really big shame. But well, yeah, it is what it is, and there are some color packs available around at some places still. So, and maybe you still have one in stock for you which you bought over time somewhere. So it perhaps is possible. Of course, you could also buy each color used in this blanket individually, but that would be a really expensive thing to do. So it's it's hard to recreate the exact same thing. But in the meantime, Scheepjes also have launched Scheepjes Stonewashed Flow, and Flow is a bigger ball of stonewashed yarn, but already with a color transition, a color changing effect. So most of the colors in this blanket are based on, actually are now available in Scheepjes Stonewashed Flow. So I think that's a good alternative to use if you really like this, because those balls, instead of using all these little balls, you can just use this bigger ball and reattach it all the time, and you don't have to worry that much about the color change, and do it in a good order. So I think that's the best alternative to recreate this. And of course, there are also perhaps a lot of people who have their own plans by using a lot of scraps with color transitions that are really great, or you use a gradient type of yarn to make this, well, everything is possible, of course. It's suitable for all kinds of yarns. But if you really want to recreate this one, you really need a color pack, and that's a hard thing to get these days. So that's why I'll have written down this alternative option. And of course you can just take the amount of yarn used for the mini balls as a flow amount of yarn. But that's important to tell because it's a really, well, not that wonderful thing, and I wish I had released it earlier when the color packs were still fully available. But it is what it is, and I can't help it either. It's the decision of Scheepjes, not me. So, well, that's it. The pattern sanctum can be extended as long as you like by adding 14 stitches for each repeat. And of course, height can also be obtained by repeating things. So you can just adjust everything to your own sizing and way of making it. It's a mosaic crochet technique we use in front and back loops. The pattern holds charts, written instruction photos. It's really clear, and it's a real large pattern to work with, as there are so many little parts to work around. So I guess you will really enjoy it. It's available on Etsy and Ravelry for now. I have decided to keep all my digital pattern work, all patterns in general, just on Etsy and Ravelry as used over the years. I'm not moving them to my Veluwsch Verfgoed webshop, because that would only deliver a lot of inconvenience. People are used to the places where I'll upload my patterns, and I'll intend it to keep it that way. That's the most easy thing to do. I will also put the links under here, as said. And so far the new pattern work for now. And of course there is lots of stuff on the shelf still lying around, so I'll expect to release a new pattern next month as well, but I still have to look into it, what it will be. So will be continued. Okay, it's time to slowly get to the end of this vlog already. It's not a real big one, I think, but I had the idea to actually record a new video after the Dutch Knitting Days, which will take place on the 6th and 7th of February. But I thought it would be a bit too far away to record after the event, because I'll probably will also shoot some footage on the event, in which I will make a different vlog about. So I thought, well, I'll do it before, and I have lots of things to tell, so why not recording a new vlog as well before heading to that event. And well, telling about it, I'll expect no one of you will visit the Netherlands and visit the Knitting Days in Breda. But well, that's also on my schedule for this month, and it's a big happening. The knitting events and in general the crafting events here in the Netherlands often get a lot of publicity and a lot of visitors. And well, it was for me the first moment to present my new yarns in live, so I took the chance, and I'll find it pretty exciting, but also a bit scary to. It has been a long time since I was on an event live, also as person. So well, I'll just see how it goes and how it will end up, and well. We're busy preparing everything, and I'm sure all will be fine, but well, it's always, well, see how it goes. Important to say around the event for customers, as I will be on the event from the 5th to the 8th of February, I will be not be able to host my webshop. So if you place an order in these days, I cannot process it or ship it. And as I will take the most of my stockings out of the shop to the event, I can also not guarantee I'll have everything in stock when returning. Some things that will probably will be purchased at the event have to be re-dyed or reordered to get the stockings back, and I will update all the stockings after the event. But it important to tell, if you place an order in these days, your order will be just processed and shipped at the 9th of February for the first, and I will see if I still have everything in stock. If this isn't the case, I'll of course contact you and we'll search for a solution. But know that, well, this is happening. I will also write this down on the website as well, but it's important to tell. Another thing to say is, I have mentioned it before, but there is a new yarn collection coming up. I'm dying a lot for it. And with a new collection, I mean there is a new collection of hand-dyed colors coming with a real special theme, and I'm really excited about it because I'm really happy about how it turned out so far. And if everything goes well, I'll expect to release it around March. So maybe I don't know, it depends on how much footage I record on the knitting days. I'll probably maybe make a vlog about the knitting days and then a new vlog for March. But well, just see how it goes. It can also be that I have to be so busy over there that I don't have the time to make any footage. It really depends on how things go. So maybe I'll put everything in one vlog, or I make two separate. You just find out. But at least I think the new collection will be showed around March. So that's what in preparation for now. Yeah, well, I think I'll told you everything there is to tell for now, evolving my world and my life so far. Then there is just one thing to say, and that is, I wish you a very good day whenever you're watching this. I wish you a very good month, and I'll hope to see you back in the next video. Well, bye bye.